How do you price your home to sell? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video today. There's a right and wrong way to do it, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Shaun Nichols with eXp Realty, and on this channel we provide helpful advice for home buyers, sellers, and investors in the central South Carolina area, as well as highlight some of the features of living in this area. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. But let's talk about the second biggest mistake homeowners make when selling a home, and that's pricing it inaccurately and not actually understanding the psychology and purpose behind picking a list price. But first, let's talk about why pricing your home right is so vitally important. And I want to start by looking at the psychology of your potential buyer. Let's pretend for a second that you're a home buyer rather than a seller, and you find a home that you absolutely love. It's only been on the market for one day and the list price is $300,000. You know that this is the home you have to have, and no other home will meet your needs. If you were planning on putting in an offer on this home, would you need to put forth a strong or a weak offer? A strong one, obviously, because it's the first day this home has been on the market, and you know that no seller is going to entertain the idea of accepting a lowball offer. However, what if this exact same home had been on the market for 97 days? It's still an amazing house, but as a buyer, would you consider offering a strong or a weak offer? You probably submit a weaker offer because you're hoping that the seller is desperate and you want to get a deal. So when it comes to pricing your home, you have to ask yourself, which seller would you rather be? The one whose home has been on the market for one day and getting strong offers, or the one that's been sitting on the market for 97 days? Pricing your home is just as much an art as it is a science. And as a seller, I'm sure you know the price that you decide to list your home at isn't necessarily the price it's going to sell for. It's not like a grocery store where the price on the price tag is the set price. It's more like the price at a flea market. Some homes sell for under list price, some homes sell for far more than list price. And just because somebody offers you 100% of what your home is listed for does not mean that you have to accept that offer. So in reality, we aren't actually talking about what price you want to sell your home for. We're actually talking about the list price, or the price that you're going to advertise to your potential buyer. If we look at your list price of your home the right way, as another form of marketing, it makes it much easier to decide on the price that you should list your home at, because we realize it's not about setting the selling price of your home. That comes later when you're actually negotiating offers. It's actually about marketing the home, and the goal is to attract as many potential buyers as possible to come take a look at your home and fall in love with it. Because the goal isn't to win the negotiation with one buyer, it's to market the home in such a way that you're getting a maximum buyer demand. So instead of fighting with one buyer over the sales price, instead you've got multiple buyers fighting with each other over your home. We call this the eBay effect. Let's take a look at this listing on eBay for this 1965 Ford Mustang. Do you really think the owner is going to sell this car for $5,000? Of course not. It hasn't met his reserve price, or the price that he actually wants to sell the car at. Why then did he select a starting price of $1,000? Because as a seller, he understands that the point is to get as many people interested in this car as possible. That's the best way to get it sold for the most amount of money. And you want to do the same thing with your home. So we've already pointed out that there's no danger in underpricing your home, because you would have to agree with the buyer on the final sales price when it comes to the negotiations. But let's talk about the dangers of overpricing your home. If you take a look at this chart provided by the National Association of Realtors, this is a look at how the price of a home impacts visibility in the first 2 weeks a home is listed. As you can see, if you list your home just 10% over market value, you lose half of your potential buyers that might have bought your home. However, if you list your home just 10% below market value, we see a 25% increase in the number of buyers interested in buying this home. This is why my savviest sellers actually list their home for below market value, because they aren't obligated to sell their home for that price. And it increases the buyer's interest by 25%. This often causes the home price to sell for more than the seller originally wanted, because we've created greater demand. So by taking a look at what homes that are similar to yours are selling for in your specific neighborhood, we can see what buyers have been willing to pay. And if we use this information and price your home slightly under what all the other homes are selling for, all the potential buyers are gonna see is the possibility of getting a deal and flock to your front door. And that's the goal. One of the best sales tactics we ever used back when we were doing open houses was called a best bidder event, where we would put out 200 or 300 signs that would say something like, come bid on this home, bids starting at 50% of list price. And that's how we were getting hundreds of people walking through a home in one weekend. And most of the time we had several offers, thousands of dollars over what sellers actually wanted to sell the home for. And this is back when it was a buyer's market. The last thing that we need to talk about is how to double your exposure by pricing it in the right increments. I can't tell you how many times I've seen homeowners or even other real estate agents get this part wrong. If you're thinking about how a buyer searches for homes on any of the big websites, buyers don't search for homes from $143,000 to $259,000, right? When you search for a home, you look between $150,000 and $250,000. So if you price your home at $249,000, you're only hitting the buyers that are looking in the $200,000 to $250,000 price range. However, if you price your home at $250,000, now you get the buyers that are looking in two different brackets. The buyers that are looking at the $200,000 to $250,000 bracket, and the buyers that are looking in the $250,000 to $300,000 bracket. By just changing the price by $100, this one little trick doubles the amount of exposure your home gets. So when you're thinking about what price you want for your home, we always recommend that you price your home in even increments. So keep this in mind when you're pricing your home. The goal isn't to set the final sales price, but to drive as much buyer interest as possible. Because the goal isn't to fight with one buyer over the price, but to have 20 buyers fighting with each other for your specific house. If you want to see some of the other tricks that we use to drive even more buyer demand to every home we list, check out the video that's on screen now. And if you want to set up a time to have a quick chat with me about how you can sell your home for more money than you ever thought possible, check out the link in the description. My name is Shaun Nichols with eXp Realty, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.